See, again, this is Bernini's circle right there, and you have the obelisk in the middle. That's a sword. You have the dome, which is a cup. And when the movie, the Da Vinci Code, what did you have? Tom Hanks said, the sword and the cup. Anytime you create a tuned vortex over the dome, tuned vortex over here, and I don't know how to tune it, but the Templars do, the Sasquatch do, the ETs do, the fairies and divas do, and if you start working with them, you can move anything you want. Don't you think it was a good idea to put the Church of Love back into the Catholic Church? Especially after they destroyed the Cathars? I mean, I thought that was a neat trick. Okay, now what happened in 1968, Dean and I got picked up, and we were told that if we did not build a pyramid for my then 3-year-old son, by the time he was 10, we would no longer have him. This is the pyramid we built that has the orgone sides on it. It has a layer of dielectric paper, material on it, and that makes it a capacitor. Okay? So we have a 4-sided pyramid and a 3-sided pyramid. And so in 1975 at Sawyer Air Force Base in the Upper Peninsula, they were putting in a device to control ELF. And this is where Kenneth Killick came in with Bird and Beck and all of these people. They were all interested in what they called the woodpecker signal. And that this pyramid actually is an antenna system. So if you know how to open the heart chakra, like the Marys or like the lady in the, I would advise you to get her tape. She showed you how to open her heart chakra. It was very interesting. The Marys used to wear a diamond over the heart, and they would create a Merkaba. They'd spin one part of that diamond one way and one part of the diamond the other way, and they could emit green fire out of their hands. Okay? We also have a sword in our yard, which is an obelisk. So we have a complete antenna system. And this is you getting up, greeting the sun. This is what you usually see. It's interesting, you see a little triangle there. Some people say it's a spaceship, but I think it's just a reflection off. Okay. This is some of Doug Benjamin's work. If you change the angle of a pyramid creates a vortex and it pulses, you can change it to a different frequency. The Giza pyramid is tuned to almost 51 minutes, 51 seconds, 51 degrees, whatever, and that operates off the heart chakra. But as you see there, you can change the angle. It will pulse at a different frequency, like this, create a different standing column or wave over it, and this is how you tune it. Now you can actually create a medicine wheel, a labyrinth, or just stand and do the Holy Grail vortex and create a vortex and ask the divas, the fairies, the Templars to tune it for you, and you can actually move energy that way. Okay, there's the Holy Grail vortex. This vortex I use from the point of light within the mind of God, and that was given to Dag Hammarskjöld at the UN. And I create a vortex from the point of light, counterclockwise vortex, coming right down to the earth. You could use a star to do that. And you create a counterclockwise. From the point of love, create a counterclockwise vortex. From the center where the will of God is known, you come out about 6 feet and create a clockwise vortex, which makes the cup of the Holy Grail. That's all in the paper you get back at the back. From the center, which is called the race of man, you come out another 3 feet, so you've got 2 spinning vortexes in the middle, going counterclockwise, 2 spinning going clockwise. We create 2 spinning vortexes so that The divas and the fairies, whoever is tuning this, can tune it. This is the Holy Cup Grail Vortex. Okay, this is Stonehenge. If you get my other DVD that I had last year, I was asked to go to England. If some of you have kept track of crop circles, you knew last year at the beginning of the year there were no crop circles. Because like I told you, whenever you create a vortex, pokes a hole, they can hone in. The British government created one of the biggest HARP antenna systems on the planet, and that is the Millennium Dome. They also have the Army doing maneuvers out on the plains of Salisbury and out here near the Stonehenge. So the minute that the ETs, the extraterrestrials, the dimensionals tried to create a crop circle, they honed in with their interdimensional weaponry and dissolved it. I gave you a paper, it's back there. One of the people that helped me do this was Matt. And Matt has a meditation that you can actually send love to the ELF and HARP antennas so that they cannot damage you or stop things. Okay? We live in our planet free will, people. We have to express our free will. If we don't express our free will, then we stay trapped in matter. This happens to be the Millennium Dome. Now, doesn't that look like a HARP antenna? It was built as an amusement park. How many of you heard about Y2K? What the late President Bush, or the father President Bush, was going to do was put a cap on the Great Pyramid and then send the energy up to the Millennium Dome. What would happen if you put a surge of energy through the earth? You would knock out all of the electrical devices operating at that time. That was what Y2K was all about. They did not care how many people, if we were living in the north in January, how many people would freeze. They didn't care. They wanted this as their super mind control device. And that's what Y2K was really all about. So, I went there and took these pictures in 2001. But I want to say that the reason why they wanted to do this was because we live in a period when we were entering the photon belt. December 21st, 1999, the old grid that kept mankind from going through 12th dimensional stargates was dissolved so that humanity could now graduate. They wanted to stop that. That's what Y2K was all about. That's why they were going to cap the Great Pyramid and build a new Stonehenge, which is the control panel for the Great Pyramid, and operate. That's what they attempted to do with Y2K. What happened there, I'm not going to go back because I'll mess it up, but you see there, that's Stonehenge, and what I did, again, I was on one of my assignments. I go to these places I sometimes don't know. The day before I went to Stonehenge, the next day Mavis and I went up there, and my Knights Templars got on their horses and they rode around and around and around and around and around and around and around. When I was at Stonehenge the day before, they went round, 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 round. What were they doing, people? Creating two vortexes. So when my eyes got there, they moved the frequencies that they wanted back to Stonehenge. So you see how being a grid keeper actually works? What I want people to start doing is be grid keepers in their own area, start working with them, and you'll get assignments, just like I have.